All right, so on page 9, we're going to get started with mean absolute deviation and understanding just various deviations. Mean absolute deviation, another acronym for it, or another way to say it, is MAD, and then we have standard deviation. When you're doing variance, you take the standard deviation and you square it, as you guys can see here. We're not actually going to be using the formula. We're going to be using our calculators for this. You're going to want a graphing calculator out, but go ahead and pause the notes so that you can take these definitions down. Okay, first we're going to start with mean absolute deviation. That's when we calculate the MAD. There are 3 steps to it. First step, you want to find the mean of the data that's given to you, okay? So you're going to do -10 plus 0 plus 10 plus 20 plus 30, and you're going to divide it by 5. When you find your answer, you're going to get 10. So that's step 1. Step 2 is you want to find the distance from the mean, meaning you're going to end up with all positive numbers because distance is only positive. But you want to take each data piece and find the distance it is to the mean, which is compared to 10. So how far is -10 from 10? You notice it's 20 away. How far is 0 from 10? That is 10 away. So what we're doing is adding these up. How far is 10 away from 10? Well, that's 0. Oh, that's a little tricky to see. I'm going to put that in gray. And then how far is 20 away from 10? That's again 10. How far is 30 away from 10? That's 20. So now, step 3 is to find the mean of step 2. So again, I still have 5 pieces of data, so I take all of this and divide it by 5. I find out it's 12. So our MAD is 12, our mean is 10. But we need to use that to help each other. We're going to use a calculator to help us find the standard deviation. So go ahead and take out your calculator, and we're going to follow the steps that are on page 7. So this whole page takes you through how to do this. Okay, so I'm just going to clear all my data. So it says first go to stat, then edit. So I go find stat, which is here, and then I'm going to edit. So see how edit's already highlighted? I can click it by using the touch screen on the screen and editing it. If there's anything in the calculator, you can actually click on the top row and then press the button clear. In L1, right, it says enter values in L1. I'm going to type in this data set. So I have 74, and then I press enter to go below 98, 60, 72, 80, 91. You want to make sure you're as accurate as possible. Don't type in the wrong number, otherwise you're not going to get the right answer. So 73, 72, 66, 92, 68, 75, 66, 84, 82. Once I have done that, it wants me to go back to stat, so I'm clicking stat again where I originally was. We're going to arrow over. What that means is, see the 4 arrows that are on the kind of like top right-hand corner? We're going to arrow over to calc. If you don't want to arrow over, you can use the touch screen on your calculator and use your finger to touch calc. You're going to click on 1-var statics because it's going to give us the variance statistics. So I click it, and then I press, once I see it's on the frequency list, I press enter. We're going to get all this crazy information. So now the wild part is that we actually can read this information because we have the definitions here. So go ahead and pause the video and copy this down. And then you can fill in the numbers that are here. And these are the numbers that you get. What I highlighted here with the sigma x is standard deviation. And we see that the standard deviation is 11.76, so you know where to find it. You can also find all of this other information, right, like quartiles and such for box and whisker plots. You can find all that other information in the chart. So now, once you copy this down, let's go back to that first problem we did on page 9. I'm going to go back to stat. I'm going to edit. I'm going to clear this column and type in -10. Oops, it has to be. Okay, let's clear the list, and then it's actually click down. So -10, 0, 10, 20, 30. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to go back to stat. I'm going to click on calc. Click on 1 var stats. Enter. I'm going to find my sigma x. There we go. It's 14.14. I'm always going to round it to the hundredths place. And now, remember, variance, you just square this number. So I'm going to do 14.14, and I'm going to square it. And I get 199.94 about. You're going to go ahead and practice with the rest of this page and practice using the graphing calculator. You can also do the next page for more practice.